Hello, I'm Stacey Zhou from Western Sydney University 2018. Today I'm going to talk about a current educational issue, which is technology. With the development of modern science and technology, more and more modern technologies has been applied to education, such as video, television, projection, smartphone, iPad, and so on. This contrasts sharply with the traditional approach to education, which creates a more efficient and diverse learning environment. According to the Association for Educational Communications and Technology 2008, educational technology is the study and ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological processes and resources. It can be seen that the application of technology in education is widely regarded as beneficial, which can cultivate students' ability to learn independently and enable students to have more knowledge sources. Stephanie 2010 states that advances in technology mean that education uses an increasingly diverse approach to learn and study. But everything has two sides. Current educational policy can produce some issues in the in-learning process. In fact, despite all the benefits that modern technology has brought to education, the question of whether there is a need to fully promote diversity is still a matter of debate in the classroom. Ireland 2001 argued that the traditional teaching model is not suitable for contemporary social development. Clarkett and Zagor 2012 argued that the technical gap in schools must be bridged if students are to be successful in the world in the future. New South Wales government's policy Bring Your Own Device 2013 requires students to bring their own devices to school, means the comprehensive promotion and support of technology. The policy points to some benefits, such as students deepening learning by using their own devices. But in fact, this policy also leads to some issues which relate to ethics and democracy. Students bring own devices to school is very convenient. However, due to the lack of control and guidance, it is also disadvantageous to bring own devices to school. Firstly, students can get more information and the materials than the teachers provide at any time. But the free information makes students confused about the concept of plagiarism, do not respect others' intellectual property rights, and take it for themselves. Ethics is a principle that controls people's behavior and the ability to make choice in values. Stealing the results of others' violent ethical principle. Secondly, the ethical issue of online bullying comes up. Some people use the school internet to bully classmates on social media, such as Facebook, which causes harm. Thirdly, as there is no strict regulation, some students have poor self-control. Instead of using the devices to find learning material, they use it as a tool for entertainment, which distracts their attention from learning. Fourthly, this policy also leads to injustice and democracy. Students are unable to decide how to learn, but are forced to use technology. The popularity of technology in the classroom has led students to abandon the traditional way of taking notes and become very dependent on devices, which not only makes handwriting bad, but also becomes lazy. Some students do not have good economic conditions and cannot bring devices to school, which leads to them losing lots of learning opportunities, receiving less learning materials, lagging behind other students, and may lead to self-abasement and discrimination of others. Finally, because students can quickly find answers by searching rather than thinking, exploring, and proving, students become unable to think independently and gain knowledge by their own wisdom. Liang 2012 said, although it is necessary to incorporate technology into modern education, educators should realize that children's learning is not improved by technology and that not all technologies are suitable for all students. Bittner and Bittner 2002 states that the use of technology has changed the technology model, and this change may bring threat and disadvantages, which is not an easy task. Collins and Harverson, 2009, state education, once an equal public good, is now monopolized by people who can afford to buy devices and services. I think the role of technology in education is significant, but due to poor self-control of most students, their own devices will become a tool of entertainment without the supervision of parents and teachers, which will affect learning instead. Therefore, it is important to find a balance between traditional teaching and modern teaching. In my opinion, education department needs to develop a system to apply in all devices. Students can only look up information and cannot play games or use social media. Moreover, it can only be used uniformly when educators ask students to look up materials, and students are still required to think independently, analyze the information they find, and strengthen the education of intellectual property so as to eliminate plagiarism to reduce ethical issues. For students with poor family conditions, schools need to provide free funding to use devices, but not to force students to use devices in class to give them enough democratic options.